Did you seriously think you could somehow change the world from here?
Yeah, sort of at first.
And? How do you feel about it now?
I'm not blazing with satisfaction or anything. But the truth is, it all ended for me the instant I shared my memories with you. At that point, when my work was done, I figured that you'd probably be able to run with it from there.
You're a hell of a liar, kid. I clearly recall you didn't want me involved.
I'm sorry, but the minute you share and synchronize all your information, you lose your uniqueness and become absorbed into the unconscious maliciousness of a third party that has no motive. Or perhaps into the will of someone who does have one.
Are those your words based on what you've gained from hard-earned experience?
Yes, and the fact is, you yourself played the role of the laughing man copycat as well.
Well, I have to admit, it was a fascinating phenomenon. At any rate, what was your underlying reason for triggering such a huge event in the first place?
To you, everything that's happening in the world appears phony to be something other than what it is, right?
Is that JD's sound?
Yes. When it comes to cyberization, I'm pretty much the shining example of a poster boy. So you'd think at the very least I would have felt terrified at the thought of contracting cyberbrain sclerosis. I'll tell you, it was a simple piece of mail I stumbled across the net that began this whole thing. What I found was a blackmail document that had probably been sent to Serrano Genomics. It was armed with a thesis that was a comparative study of the inadequacy of Serrano micromachines versus the effectiveness of the Pervs vaccine.
Then the original lagging man was the person who authored it.
You could put it like that, I suppose. I am the machine that reveals the world to you as only I alone am able to see it.
See Verto? He was a Russian filmmaker, wasn't he?
Yes. I was kidding myself by thinking it was my personal mission to prove and circulate that information, vital data I alone could happen upon.
Failing spectacularly, the pure innocent mediator proved dejected at the base nature of the social system and returned abused.
Yes, it was because of that I became a vanishing mediator. Just like an author whose existence is emphasized with the fact that he rarely puts out any new works for publication. In other words, by disappearing, it acts as a the dynamism of the social system. For sociological theory, it ultimately vanishes, leaving no trace of its presence inside or outside the system.
Frederick Jameson, I believe.
Yes, and no. Masachi Osawa, too. Even though I was familiar with the words, I didn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. Who knew that copies could still be produced despite the absence of an original? If you had to give a name to this phenomenon, what would you label it?
It would be standalone complex.
Yes, it's the standalone complex. From the start, the very nature of our current social system has contained mechanisms to trigger such an amazing occurrence. Personally, however, I feel this marks the beginning of a new era of despair. What's your opinion?
I don't know. It's impossible for me to say. Although I have found one thing capable of restoring your individuality after all your information has been synchronized.
Oh, really? And what's that?
Everyday human curiosity.
Oh, you're right. You know, that's something that never occurred to me. I think my brain has already started to harden.
Step right this way. Life breaks inside. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That intro is stupid. Oh my Jeebus Christ. Every time I watch that, I think it's so funny. Hopefully, I'll be able to come up with a new intro in the near future. I just need to figure out a way to download off of YouTube again, and I'll have that figured out, or I'll have somebody else help me out with that, because I have 12 different video clips that I want to put together that are like that, to where it seems like something's going on with the commentary, and there is like a plot almost. I hope that's what that conveys. If not, I fucking suck. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our co-hosts and guests. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Please like the video if you haven't. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because the YouTube tells us that most of the top people that watch this are not subscribed to us. And if you could share this with somebody later, or watch it later with somebody else to show them how stupid I is. All right, let's crack on and let's bring in our host, and that's our...
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Yes, I guess you're right. That's how she should have talked, even though I know... But literally, she's from Kansas. She's from Kansas. She should have talked like she had an accent. People in Kansas do not talk like the way that she does, or the rest of her family. Actually, I think the family may. And anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm fucking going on a weird tangent that doesn't need to be fucking gone on. How's it, Brainless?
Doing okay. Slightly tired, but
That's what she said.
The advantage is like tomorrow morning I don't have to drive to work. Colleague is picking me up, so
Okay, all right, awesome. That works.
that's a 2-hour drive, so I might get some extra sleep. yeah.
So, what other country are you going to if it's 2 hours away?
No.
I know, no.
No, it could be not like, hey, in 15 minutes I'm in Germany.
That's a
and like
joke.
I think Belgium, like it's like 3 hours. Then I'm in Belgium. So, yeah.
Man, if I could only drive 3 hours to be inside of Belgium, I'd be there. Never mind. Okay, that's something completely different. Anyways, let's crack on. And I know a couple of people in Belgium that like me inside of them. But anyways, let's go ahead and bring in our other guests. I think I have almost every country over there that somebody wants me inside of them. So when I go touring over there, there's going to be a lot of lube that gets used. Anyways, let's bring in our guests, starting with our favorite.
War never changes. And we are the Galactic Penguin Federation, NASA's enforcers. We rain fire on our enemies and fight hand to hand across the galaxy. We are ever seen, yet we are never seen in our fight for liberty. We will kick down any door and fight any secret societies.
I knew it. She's a lizard person.
My name, Commander 401. And this is how we handle our problems.
You gotta step up and beat that bully with a stick.
What? What? Oh! What was in this shit?
Yeah, what was in this shit, man? That's how we're all gonna feel by the end of this goddamn motherfucking stream. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hello.
Good. Looking forward to the debate. That's a
It-
nice.
Is that happening like right now, or is it in like an hour?
I think it'll
I
probably
think
be
it's
happening. It'll be happening while we're doing this show. But
That's what I was thinking.
I would just
Shit, I gotta do two things. Okay.
Okay, all right. Let's say hello to the set.
No.
What's his los?
First we do
Okay, I figured that was gonna happen.
I got to comment on one of the things, like, congratulations, Mom. I didn't know you had a Belgian guy fuck you and get you pregnant. She got a little Belgian in her.
I mean, that could be a couple different things. She could have met a little person and went home with
And
him,
swallowed it whole.
and,
Come on, she ain't Shanny.
and then she could have went to the circus and got gang banged by a bunch of people. I don't know. We have to find out the reference and see. Okay, I'm sorry, Mama. We know that's not
Mama.
true. But let's say hello to the side of my chats. Unless there's anything anybody wants to say before we start cracking on.
I better just shut up.
We need
Okay, so-
waffles. We need a Belgian
No,
waffles
we don't
in
need
us.
blue waffles.
Belgium.
Belgian waffles. I wish that we had a Belgian waffles freaking video, but the closest that I have is that
Pickles.
that's like Belgian waffles, right? Okay, anyways, no, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's say hello to Oliman.
Hey, Ollie, you cunt.
Stop the stupidity.
stop the stupidity.
A mango.
Mango.
And we have a mama's,
Oh,
obviously.
mama.
And Victoria, you're actually here on time. You're not here late, which it seems like that happened. So welcome.
Yeah.
Let's
Maybe they set an alarm this time.
Yeah. They're like, we have to go over the fucking flat earthers. Tubian.
Hey, Tubian.
And because our Schizoma Crusher here, which is our channel sponsor, here is... God damn it. And there we blow. All
That's
right.
all right. I mean, you just keep presenting that illusion to the crowd that you're shit. You'll be fine.
Well, that's the only way that I don't get hired by Russia to do these streams.
Yeah.
I just keep pretending I'm fucking shite
They
at them.
wouldn't. Well, actually, I don't think your integrity is worth the money.
And no.
Oh, depends on how much money it is. Oh.
I mean, I have done a lot of things for a lot of money, but not that.
Well, I mean, whoring yourself out for videos versus whoring yourself out to Russia are two different things.
Yeah. Although I love having sex with Russian whores, but that's completely different. We'll talk about that later.
Different.
Anyways.
And you're not gonna be a puta for Putin.
I miss her so much. Anyways, that's completely different. We'll talk about that later. Actually, I'll tell a really quick story. My ex, who was a stripper, and she was my ex at the time, she used to call me up and have me hang out at the strip club because when guys started getting creepy, or just to hang out. So if guys did start getting creepy, I could get them to go away because their security guards didn't give a flying fuck about them. Honestly, they were just getting paid, and they really didn't care if the girls got harassed, which is fucking horrible. And then so my homegirl would be, so my homegirl would call me up and be like, "Hey, Slim, come here and hang out with us and, watch these things and stuff and things." I don't know why my internet is doing that, but hopefully it comes back. So the first night that I was there hanging out, there's this lady who went on stage and danced, and she had all these tattoos, and she came off stage. And my ex was like, "You want to meet her, huh?" And I'm like, "Dude, those are some fucking awesome tattoos." And she started talking to me. And then one of the first things she told me was, "My dad used to have sex with me." And I'm like, "Yep, that's done. Read too many. That's the hugest red flag I've ever heard in the world." So, nope. Remember, kids, don't date a stripper. Porn stars are a little different. Don't date a stripper. That's all I got to say. All right. Let's get into this.
Great.
Fun.
Yeah. If they happily tell you that, then no.
And the way she said it was, and like, "Oh my God, my dad," and it's like, "Oh Jesus Christ, that was way too easy for you to say." And
that's opening up a can of worms.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to go into. And I don't want to be the father figure that's trying to fill that fucking hole. And I'm pretty sure that hole is pretty big at this point in time. Anyways, let's crack on with this.
My daddy. Oh.
And
sorry,
yeah, exactly.
That was really bad, but hey, we've hadn't to have game streams for a while, so
and other seamen have probably been inside her. Anyways, let's crack
Wake
on.
up, sheeple, opening your third eye. The truth is out there, don't believe the lie. Flat Earth's edge, that's where Bigfoot dwells. Chemtrails in the sky, can't you smell? Lizard people run the banks. Illuminati pulling ranks. Birds are real, they're government drones. 5G towers rattling our bones. We're going interdimensional, yeah. Conspiracy theories getting sensational. The truth is stranger than fiction, you'll see. Just put on your tinfoil hat and follow me. Area 51, aliens on ice. Ancient astronauts built the pyramids nice. Hollow Earth's core, that's where Nazis hide. Mandela effects got me fried.
Just imagine if all of these things were all real at once. That's what's so funny about these people. They're like, 5G, the vaccine, it's like, if all of these were real, do you know how fucking insane the world would be if there was a hollow Earth and then aliens and then reptile people and then, like, are you ketamine me? How would we not notice all of those things going on at once? Like, how much crack are y'all smoking?
It would be more wild than the universe and Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly, and that's what's so funny about this. And like, you look at Alex Jones, or you look at other conspiracy theorists like JFK Jr., whatever the fuck his twat ass name is. If you mix all of those together at once, how the fuck does the world function, you twat? It doesn't make any motherfucking sense. How is Bigfoot hiding while aliens we can't find, and then the mole people and the lizard, and like, it's like, Jesus Christ, like, you can't. I get believing in one or two.
Yeah, if there were aliens, they would have already found Bigfoot.
Well, supposedly Bigfoot is an alien that is a shapeshifter and turns itself into different animals while you're not looking.
Are you sure Bigfoot's just not from Kashyyyk?
It's totally that.
Maybe Bigfoot's from Kashyyyk.
But really what Bigfoot is it's an Appalachian or somebody in the Rocky Mountains that is so inbred that they can't even speak English or a language, and they've never shaved, and they run around naked in the mountains. and you just see a naked dude making weird noises running past your vision.
Just
That's
Slim.
literally what it is.
It's just you. Okay.
Hey, I
Bigfoot
shave
is a
enough.
Wookiee.
I shave enough to where I wouldn't look exactly like a fucking big feet running through the forest. Do I look like an alien running through the forest? Fuck yeah, dude. But not goddamn big feet.
I've been mistaken a time or two.
I'm sure, man. If for some reason I don't know how it happened, I'm sure that if you freaking were in the middle of the forest nude, like doing the little shower thingy mabobber or something, or taking a piss, and you had less clothing on, let's just say naked, I'm sure that you would get thought of that. And same with anybody who's hairy that has never shaved in their life. Think
Hey,
about
Captive.
like, yeah, hey captive. Think about mountain men that have never shaved a day in their life, and you get them naked. Or the other thing that mountain men used to do is they would wear the furs of the animals they used to trap. So, say you saw a mountain man wearing a bearskin suit. He had the whole thing, you know, he had it all tucked. He has all the buttons. He has the cufflinks. If it's made out of fucking bear fur, how are you gonna know if it's running through the forest? Right? It's a hairy dude or a that. The other thing that Native Americans used to do is they used to take buffalo hide and bison hide, and they would cover themselves in it for multiple different reasons. Usually trying to hide while they were tracking animals, especially a herd of bison or things like that. And so once again, it's just a crazy person, a wild man that has somehow dressed himself up into, I don't know. Anyways, let's crack on. Yeah, Canadian Skits is actually Bigfoot, totally. And Wendigos, and goddamn, yeah, all of these things. Anyways, the code, yeah. And we'll go over more cryptids in the near future. We're gonna go over cryptids again in the near future. I'm gonna need to look up stuff that we haven't really thought of, or I'm gonna probably add a poll and ask what people would like us to talk about or want to know more information about, or see more footage of, or whatever.
Cool.
I'm gonna totally add a stripper poll to my community posts on my YouTube. Anyways, instead of how do you pick this up, how do you stripper on the pole is the next poll that I'll have. All right, anyways, let's crack on.
We're going interdimensional, yeah. Conspiracy theories getting sensational. The truth is stranger than fiction, you'll see. Just put on your tinfoil hat and follow me. Area 51's got aliens on ice. Ancient astronauts built the pyramids nice. Hollow Earth's core, that's where Nazis hide. Mandela effects got me fried. We're going interdimensional, yeah. Conspiracy theories getting sensational. The truth is stranger than fiction, you'll see. Just put on your tinfoil hat and follow me. Vaccines, cause autism, moon landing was faked. Fluoride in the water, my DNA's baked. Crop circles, cattle mutilation. New world order, mind control nation.
All right, so I just wanted to get through that part of it because it's fucking insane. But let's get into the new Commander video.
See Ensign Oates' rank adult death scribble with the spine-chilling giant electric penguin.
Oh my god. Fucking hell.
And then he does this for no reason at all. I have no idea why this happens, but it does. Just watch. He literally gets down to his skivvies, and then what happens? This is what happens when a flat earther goes to the ice wall, even though we're on the beach and there's nothing that it has to do anything with other than there's tentacles coming out of a fucking Penguin, but let's crack on. Don't think about it too hard.
Think? What is that?
Executively. All right. So
Yeah, I
let's
think
get
that's
into
a player's defense mechanism, isn't it? Just strip them down when they're frightened.
Yeah, no, you scare a flurf enough, just like all the other conspiracy theorists and locales. You scare them enough, they just strip naked for no reason at all.
You wish. You wish.
It's a natural defense when I whip out my. Okay, never mind. We'll talk about it later.
And you would have scared Orphan Red a long time ago.
I would.
Or
yeah.
Reggie when she was still a flirt.
I would have made Orphan very red for sure if that was my special powers, because I totally would have done her. I would have fucked the flat earth out of her. Anyways, let's crack on with this fun thing. I'd fuck the flat earth right out of her. It'd be a globe earth after I was done. Anyways, so we're gonna go over some of this stuff before we get into the final experiment stuff and the stupidity, because I have fucking stupid people saying stupid ass shit. That's all I gotta fucking say. But let's crack on with this a little bit to have fun with, in case anybody out there who's not been following the flat earth as much as we have or been on this bandwagon. Here is some of the things that they have done to totally prove the flat earth.
What if I told you that the earth was actually flat? Governments across the world have come together to deceive the public. The North Pole is here in the center of the Earth, with the continents spread out over this flat plain. And there's a 100-meter tall ice wall that surrounds our flat Earth.
Sorry, I have to stop. It's actually 200 meters tall. Never mind.
And if you even think about going there, armed guards will be there waiting to get rid of you.
Even though it doesn't say that at all. It says NASA is guarding the Arctic ice wall that surrounds Earth. Anyways, and this is pulled off from a flat Earth fucking thing anyways, and that's not quoted properly. You want to know how we know it's not quoted properly? It's not in quotations, and behind it, or after it, it does not say where they fucking got it from.
Over our heads right now is a massive dome, and
look at that's exactly what's happening right now. That whole thing is happening right now above us. Totally.
Sun, moon, stars, and everything we see in space is no more than little lights in the sky. There are now millions of people around the world.
It's got to be parody, surely.
Oh well. I'm not gonna spoil it yet. Jesus Christ! Well, god damn you, dog. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. This person is proving the globe. I just wanted to go over this because he does an amazing thing at recounting all the ways that flat earthers disproved the flat Earth, and he does this in a really awesome way. Before we get into the insanity, because I have Andrew Taint saying that he's a flat earther. I have him laughing at the globe. So we have to do a palate cleanser before. And once again, I know most of us that are in the Saitama chats, almost everybody knows about exactly what we're talking about. But this is a refresher course, just in case. And oh my Jesus Christ, we have Mari, and you're not awake yet. Go ahead, dog.
Well,
right quick.
Andrew's going to get his tank tickled, isn't he? Now he's going to prison for human trafficking.
If they ever fucking do it, god damn, I'm hoping they finally fucking pull the trigger. Yeah, him and his brother. I'm hoping they actually do it. And they were crying, I can't talk to my ex-wife and my kids because I abused them and they have proof. And that's why there's a restraining order on them, or non-contest order. Not contact. I think it is no contact technically, but I think it's no. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But Mari, here you go.
But Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
There you go, Mari. You're welcome. So, anyways, let's crack on to the intro, because once again, if the people inside of my chats and or on the panel aren't completely up to date on what supposedly is the flat earther, or what they think basically, because they all have different versions of what the model looks like and how things work. And if you turn a fan on backwards and you put a piece of paper on it, somehow it proves the stars turn one way in the north and another way in the south, being on a flat plane, even though he did not fucking prove that. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, we might talk about that later. But let's crack on.
Who genuinely do believe this. But we proved that the Earth was round over 2,000 years ago with nothing more than a hole in the ground. So I guess there's just one.
Just by me putting my penis into the ground and we measured the shadow that was inside of that penis hole, we figured that out that long ago, okay? I'm just letting you know that's how we figured it out. It was my penis indentation that we measured the shadow out. And I'm just kidding. Anyway,
that's impressive, dude.
I'm as big as that hole.
That is impressive.
Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll stop. Let's crack on to getting into do we want to go over the history of the flat earth, or do we want to just go straight to them screwing it all up?
Yeah, go through.
Do we want the history? Do people want the history of flat earth, or do we want to just like let's just delve straight into the experiments? Here below.
In Netflix's documentary, Behind the Curve, a group of flat earthers performed an experiment that flat earthers have been using since 1836 in an attempt to prove that the Earth isn't a globe. They used two boards, both with a hole 5 meters above water level, a camera,
thanks, Jaren,
and a torch. And by lining up the torch with the holes, the light was able to go through both holes. And if the Earth was flat, no matter the distance.
Mango, I already have that world record. It's just one of the 10 that I don't tell you about. Anyways, let's crack. How do you think they make post holes for bridges in the ocean? Sorry, okay, I'm done. In the bay. No, I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ, that was so much fun thinking about that. All right, here we go.
Between the boards, the light would come through the holes. And so they did it. They turned the light on, but no light seemed to appear on the camera.
And then what did they have happen?
Give you one guess as to why. Because the Earth isn't flat.
And yes, those dumbasses could have fucking like not put the boards in the correct thing, but like it did exactly what would be expected on a globe. So I will say they're so dumb they may have done it wrong, so that the blahs of the, you know what I'm saying? But it did what it was supposed to. Hey, Bob, hey, Gyroscope. Yeah, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Mango. After all these years of you watching all those goddamn flat earth documentaries, sorry to burst your bubble, but it is. So let's crack on more with this.
My favorite part about all of this is that this very experiment was literally performed by our good friend Parallax in that same gross English river. They have honestly tried everything from laser gyroscopes.
Is when we turned on that gyroscope.
Everybody put hashtag RIP Bob or just RIP Bob. Everybody say RIP Bob and thank you for being the person you were. You were not a horrible person, and we still do. You know, unfortunately, you didn't understand the way the world works. But thank you for doing this for us.
We found that we were picking up a drift. We obviously were not willing to accept that. And so we started looking for ways to disprove that it was actually registering the motion of the Earth.
Taking a spirit level on a plane, using telescopes and cameras at the beach, to even using weather balloons. And yet the results are always the same.
They prove the globe. So we don't need to go into proof that the Earth is a sphere, because all of us here, I'm pretty sure there's nobody here that doesn't not agree with us. So let's crack on.
The spirit level on the plane always cracked me up.
I don't even get that bullshit. That doesn't even make any sense.
No one does.
How the fuck would that goddamn you? These people's brains are so small and so smooth that like how do when they turn their head, does their brain not smack it to the side of their fucking skull and make them pass out? That's how fucking small brained some of these people is. I mean, we know that a quarter of them are grifters, and we're going to talk about the grifters in a second once we get into the final experiment, because we know the ones that are selling stuff to make money. Mark Sargent, Dave Weiss, Witsit Gets It. Guess what he just did? We'll talk about it in a minute after I go through this one video. But here's the next thing. I'm sorry that y'all have to hear this, and like I had to hear it multiple times, so now you all have to hear it.
Is the world round?
Yes, it's a globe.
Globe card. So did you know that not once in the history of space travel ever has any astronaut panned his camera around through space? Not once. Why don't they?
What do you mean?
When has there been an astronaut in space with their fucking camera, their phone camera, and they decide they're going to do a selfie, a 360? Why has that never happened? Because that doesn't fucking even happen, you dumb cunts. And we have a video of a live stream inside of blah blah blah, the ISS, different space thingies of the mabobbers, and they've literally went from here all the way around and then came back to the same thing. So the only thing we have is reference points, and these twats aren't even going to understand that, is the portholes. But there are 3D images of streaming that are going on right now. I think there's 12 fucking live streams from satellites and other I'm going to say galactic, even though that's not the right word, inside of our space system, that are fucking streaming that shit 24 hours a day, that are from different countries, organizations, and space agencies. It's not all NASA, you fucking cunts. Everybody say hello to Pet Dragon. How are you doing, hon? So, anyways, let's crack on with this twat saying this. And if you fingered, has anybody seen his last interview that he did, or the last thing that he did that was like 6 minutes long about he's like half naked and he has these little shorts on, and he's sitting with his legs spread, and he's like, I don't trust data. I don't believe in data because data is made by, and then he's like, I've lived on the streets. I know when somebody's gonna try to kill me, and because of that, I know I can tell all the, like, oh my god, we're gonna go over that for crazy shit or something. We're gonna go over that. Anyways, let's crack on.
Video mentioned out there somewhere, and I haven't watched it. So
dude,
he would be garbage, but maybe I'll try to save up my I'll save my energy for like seeing it firsthand.
It literally is fucking insane as shite. I have so much content to go through. Yeah. When we do conspiracy crackpot conspiracies, then we'll go over that. And I think we're gonna do that in 2 weeks, but we'll see.
Oh, okay, I thought it was gonna be cockroaches of the world.
Well, it would be micro penis of the world because he has no cock. Anyways, let's crack on.
But images, yeah. You're a globetrotter. Your name should be Luke the Duke. But instead your name is Leek.
Leek. Let's start calling him Lurk.
This is stupid. I'm not a globetrotter.
You have a spacesuit. You can go up there and see it's flat. But you ain't fucking going.
It's not
That's
flat.
why you're Lork the Globetrotter.
So is space fake? Is there even space?
Space is fake.
What kind of name is Lork?
Please spam Lork's inbox. Call it Lork.
I don't have an inbox.
He does on Instagram. It's real lucky Lork.
They thought they were getting one up on him the whole time, which is insanely stupid. So let's go ahead and we're gonna skip through this kind of quick because the numbers have changed, and we'll talk about how the numbers have changed in just a second. So let's begin with a little bit of this, and then we'll get to numbers, and then we'll get about how this is not true anymore.
Hey everyone, coming to you today with a scoreboard update. Austin Whitsitt of the YouTube channel Whitsitt Gets It is now on the scoreboard for Team Flat Earth, bringing the scoreboard to 8-3. How did he get on the scoreboard? He interviewed me about the final experiment last week. That was a long-awaited interview that so many people were looking.
But what just happened? Hold on, let me try to get to here, and we'll get back to this in a second. I think it's already here. God damn it, I don't remember who put that out. Okay, Whitsitt Gets It is not going anymore. I may have that. I may have that in the thingy-mabobbers down later.
Well, M2M did post something on Twitters that he was not there. So it's
so that may have been who I was thinking. So
it's
I don't know who this
surprise flat earthers do not want to face the truth.
Yeah, and they're getting bashed by their own community for trying to do this because they're saying that they're blahs of the blahs. Al, slim chance I'll pass up an opportunity to say. Say what? Go ahead and say it.
Well, you only get 50 characters on the member chats.
Okay.
So thanks for letting me talk. I tried to come up with something that would end with a cliffhanger. Did it work?
Yes, it was definitely a cliffhanger. Yes. Okay, I got that. Yes. And Olliman, say what? So thank you for that. We had a Drewzilla that has joined us. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the side of my chats while I'm doing this. If anybody can donate to the Small Human Extra Groceries and Things Fund, please do that. And let's crack on. I don't know who this weird person is, but we're going to go over this just a little bit, and then supposedly they've disappeared. But here we
have
go.
Yet another flat earther who has declined a generous offer to pay for them to travel with the final experiment to Antarctica this December. This time it's Folke Meyer, and what happened with him,
we don't know who he is, but
is nothing short of shocking. By the way, at the end of this video, I will give an update on Jaron and Austin, and also Candace Owens.
We'll do the Jaron.
So who is Folke Meyer? Well, Mr. Meyer is a prominent flat earther on Facebook. He resides in Germany and has been proudly defending flat earth on Facebook for quite a while. Now, when Mark Harmon heard about TFE, he issued this public challenge to Folke. He offered to pay for both of them to go to Antarctica this December, and he sweetened the deal by agreeing to pay Mr. Meyer an additional $25,000 if there was no 24-hour sun. But as you can see here, if there is a 24-hour sun, Foika would have to reimburse Mark for the trip and pay him $25,000.
That's why he
So we
disappeared.
have ourselves an old-fashioned bet, but Mark Harmon removed the heavy lifting of the upfront cost by agreeing to pay for the trip at the outset. And so this all came down to Mr. Meyer's confidence in his flat earth belief and that there would not be a 24-hour sun. This is called putting your money where your mouth is. This is where the rubber meets.
It's betting on the horses or something. I don't know.
The road. So everyone was super curious, will he accept the offer and go to Antarctica? It took me a while to get a hold of him, but I finally reached him with a DM on Facebook. He agreed to go with one stipulation. He did not want to pay the $25,000 out of his own pocket if it turned out there was a 24-hour sun on our trip. So he told me that I would have to crowdfund that $25,000.
Yeah, okay, so we kind of already get what's going to happen with this. Let's get to where he talks about Witsit Gets It and Candace Owens and some of them. So I think it's around here and, oh, let's go back a little bit more.
Candace Owens is no longer around Ursher.
She is a, yeah, sure. She's a science denier. Let's put it that way.
I can't even fathom that. It's like winning the lottery and declining the winnings. I've tried from the very beginning.
Please, somebody pay for me or anybody else in our fucking, the stream Pervs to go to fucking Antarctica to go watch this. I fucking would be, I will suck somebody's dick to have you pay for my goddamn fucking trip over there, and I don't even care.
Hey, dudes, you know what? Pay for me. I'm the Penguin. So get this. I've been willing to go to a war zone. So going to Antarctica will be far less dangerous than going to a war zone where orcs are threatening you in the chat of your YouTube channel just to fuck with you.
Yeah, and so journalism is pending. We have David Weiss declined because he's a fucking loser. Nathan Oakley. I don't really care who fucking Dean Odell is. I don't care who this Volker. So Dave McLean has accepted. Leonard William is self-funded. Crowdfunded by the Globey McGlobeface. Critical Thinker crowdfunded. So that is where we're at right now in the things of the Mobobbers. Oh, still pending. Oh, I didn't know we were still going with pending. So anyways, now let's get into...
And will be forever attached to your reputation. I mean, you'll be giving up the right to even talk about Antarctica ever again. As soon as you say anything about Antarctica, up is the impression, not from me. People have the impression that I am making them sign a contract, that I'm asking them to sign a contract.
Sorry, everybody.
Nothing could be further from the truth. They asked me for a contract. Let me say that again. They asked me for a contract. Not only that, they gave me a detailed list of what they wanted in the contract, and I simply forwarded that list to my attorney, and he drafted an agreement based on their requests. Well, now they have all sorts of issues with it, and I'm a little perplexed, as they're the ones who asked me for it in the first place.
Of course, obviously, there's always going to be a problem with everything they're doing. So, we obviously know that these twat whistles are not going to be going for it, and I have no idea who this one is. Let's go ahead and sponsor a flurf. Let's watch this.
Would you like to sponsor a flurf? That's right. You can have your very own flurf. Well, not have, but like you could sponsor them to go to Antarctica. You see, Will Duffy has created the final experiment where he's going to send 1 or 2 flat earthers and 1 normal person at his expense to Antarctica to see if the flurfs claim that the 24-hour sun doesn't exist, right? They say that there's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica, specifically that it circles around over their head. And they have to say this because there's no way for any flat Earth map for the sun to be north of you, because that's where it would have to be, and also south of you at the same time. It can't be both places. So if the sun is ever south of you when you're in Antarctica, because that's the perimeter of their big old dirt pizza, it could never be there, because then nobody at the rest, there aren't enough sun. There's only one.
Yes.
Well, they say.
Although if you talk to a handful of people, y'all have your own fucking personal sun, which doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
There's 2 or 3 or 4 or infinite. Well, those things are easy to test because the sun has sunspots, and you can just take a picture of the sun somewhere north. And
it was actually taken with a Nikon P1000 with a solar filter
in Antarctica at the same time to see if it has the same pattern of sunspots. Even more so, they might claim that it's a reflection. Well, a reflection will get a mirror image. So again, the sunspots will give away if there's a reflection. So these are great.
Yeah, so it's easy.
Great things to test while in Antarctica. And certainly flat earthers, the truthers that they are, will be excited to know that they could potentially receive a free trip to Antarctica to test their beliefs. Well, so far, 2 have absolutely rudely denied going on a free trip, the trip of a lifetime they've rejected.
I would love, please, somebody pay for me to goddamn go
Someone
there.
send the penguin. Send the penguin. I have stacks of cash, but not $25,000.
Yes.
Sponsor the penguin.
Somebody sponsor us and not these twats.
Well, that's because they need to protect their little grift, right? They know that if they go to Antarctica, then they won't make any more money fooling people about flat Earth.
Eric Dubay, let's see, David Weiss, all the people that have rejected it, pretty much.
So those couple, Flat Earth Dave and Nathan Oakley, have both decided in very rude ways, say that they're not going. And currently there are 2 flat earthers that are pondering going. And they might go, Jaron and Austin.
Now Austin's not going.
They might go, but you know what? There are other flat earthers. There were 24 flat earthers that were specifically named by Will Duffy in the final experiment as people that he would love to see participate and go to Antarctica. So that leaves 20 more flat earthers that could potentially go. I will put their names in the description.
Yes.
So here's what they need. So far, none of them have put together a crowdfund to go. None of the flat earthers have said, I would like to be the one to go. They've not even volunteered.
Okay, so this is just long-winded. It literally was just us making fun of these twats. Let's get
their
to
moms
Nathan.
probably won't let them go anyway.
Well, Nathan Oakley's wife might not let him go, but that's a whole nother thing. Let's crack on to Nathan Oakley talking about what do you say, Nathan Oakley?
Listen for yourself.
But what we do know for certain, number one, is that we've got a sun that goes around us. You know, in reality, in both models, in the one model, the heliocentric model, it would necessitate having a 24-hour sun in the south. Now, further to the fact that we do have a 24-hour sun in the south, the north, we do not have a 24-hour sun in the south. So the reality of our world is that in both models, we're supposed to have a 24-hour sun. In the flat Earth model, we say there isn't a 24-hour sun in the south, and there isn't. And there is a 24-hour sun in the north, and there is.
Okay, we don't need to hear him fucking crack on 24 more times of him not understanding that. But what is he going to say? Oh, what is the gentleman that he brought on to pretend this is happening? This douche nozzle, which again, we'll go over how uncomplacent this douche is.
The question that came up first and foremost on a lot of the comments was, is there 24-hour daylight in Antarctica?
24-hour daylight. I mean, the way I explain it is the daylight is similar to like in Norway and Alaska, and obviously that, you know, is 18, 20 hours, and then you get a merge in between. So when I was there, because I wasn't aware of all the flat Earth truth and facts that I know now, the position of being aware of where the sun wasn't so much important, but I did pay attention to the arcs it was doing, and that was definitely, you know, horizontal arcs rather than.
So really quick, this guy was a plumber that was sent there 3 months out of the year. And he actually was not there during November. But you keep cracking on about how you totally knew what was going on while you were not paying attention to what was going on until somebody like Nathan Oakley came to you and said, I'll pay you money for you to fucking tell us how that fucking isn't true.
All the way around. So I don't remember none of those. I remember more of the from one side to the other in the horizon kind of thing.
Wait, you mean you're in Antarctica and the sun wasn't going around?
Oh no, yeah.
you?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that guy wearing a Che Guevara shirt? Is that Che Guevara?
Yeah.
No, this is.
That's Ranty.
Yeah, of course. They always.
He's not Ranty. Horrible cunt. Because Ranty's no longer a flat earther, is he?
No, Ranty's not.
Yeah.
He's auditing the absurd.
But
right now.
What's really weird about the people that wear these like Rage Against the Machine things or Nirvana stuff, they're establishment. They're for that. They pretend that, do your own experiments and blah blah blah. And they're wearing these and then you ask them, what part of what they fucking believe do you believe? And they go, huh? And you're like, do you not know what the Anyways, crack on.
So, Mr. Globalist.
Because that's what's his name, the rebellious dude from. Anyways, let's crack on.
Is this
from an institution?
Isn't that what's his name from South? Anyways, I don't know. Let's crack on.
You don't pay attention to the sky and that kind of thing when you're there because you're in such an extreme environment. You kind of
when you're smoking all the drugs and having sex with all the prostitutes while you're drinking. And he's never fucking done any of these things. But I never believe anybody who's on a podcast that has a fucking gaming headphone and microphone on. Anyways,
they're really trying to get to grips with how extreme it is.
Not very convincing, Robert.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't say anything that proved any of the things and the stuffs. But let's get to him nowadays crying about being a little bitch about why he won't go. And why are you now bald? Why are you now bald? Did your hair start receding and you decided to shave it all off because you thought that it looked... Or did you want to look like Dr. What's his name from fucking Austin Powers? Because he looks like fucking
this at the very
he should be petting a pussycat while he's talking.
Beginning of every show.
Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page.
He looks like fucking what's his name from Addams Family. He looks like the fucking villain from so many goddamn movies. He looks like Uncle Fester. He looks like so many villains from so many goddamn movies. Why'd you shave your head, honey? Because you look fucking scary.
Because he was going for the retarded Dr. Doom look. I'm sorry, you shouldn't use that word.
One with eyes drawn on it.
The disabled Dr. Doom looks totally. But you know what? If your head is round, how is the Earth not? Never mind.
Currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected. And if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using...
Oh, but you can cuss and make fun of people as much as you want.
Swear.
Yeah.
He can swear. He can talk about violating someone in a sexual manner. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yes, exactly.
Vile cunt.
Yeah. No, he probably got head lice and needed to shave it. Yeah, he's definitely Dr. Evil for sure. All right, let's crack on.
Using soccer accounts.
Don't swear or you'll get kicked out. Here we go.
Are you able to answer the question about 24 hours of light in Antarctica on a...
I've interviewed a guy who's not experienced 24 hours of daylight in Antarctica. He spent 18 months there. Have you ever spoken to anybody ever that's been in Antarctica? Because...
And that's a lie. He was not there 18 months. He was there for 3 or 4 months or something at a time. He was there for 2 years, but it was a seasonal thing. So yes, he did spend 18 months there, but not congruently. Is that the right word? All together.
Concurrent.
Yeah, sure. So look up actually what happened there, dumbass.
I spoke to a chap who was a plumber on one of the rigs that's out there and spent 18 months there and categorically stated he didn't experience 24-hour sunlight. So, unless you've been in Antarctica and can top Robert Shortman's...
Yeah, if you talk to somebody who's
But
a
there
blackout...
are no oil rigs in Antarctica. There's a latitude where you cannot have anything like that.
Yeah, and not just that. Just because you talk to a blackout drunk, they got drunk from 8 p.m. until they woke up at 6 a.m. doesn't mean that they, of course they didn't experience 24-hour sun because they were passed out half the time, dumbass.
It's personal testimony that doesn't happen. I think we'll stick with your original claim that there's pictures of...
And we're talking about one reference. When you do anything, you need like 20 to 100 people at the least to have like a good representation of what's going on in whatever you're trying to fucking... And normally you want like a sample size of like 1,000. So one person doesn't mean shit, you dumb cunt.
Earth from a sky vacuum outside sphere-shaped air, because that's about the 12th time I've put it to you, and like a total coward, you haven't acknowledged it once.
Yeah, that's totally what's happening in this world. So that's why he doesn't want to go. It's because he's scared. He's definitely scared.
Horseless Headsman calling in from Texas. Horseless Headsman, you are live on Truth Wanted. What's going on?
Good evening, gentlemen. Enjoying the show. Nice to see an expanded panel. And a special hello to Jamie. I'm legally blind myself. I always identify with that gentleman. Yes, it sucks, but we do what we need to do.
Keep on your mind, man.
So I call to talk about the final experiment, if you know what that is.
The final experiment.
Yep, it is a trip to Antarctica that is being undertaken by several prominent people in the skeptic community, and they're taking some avowed flat earthers with them to see the 24-hour sun.
Wait, it's skeptics like us skeptics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like prominent people who have spoken against flat Earth.
Who are taking the people to Antarctica?
Taking some flat earthers to Antarctica
on
a boat to show them the 24 hours.
No.
He already knows where this is going.
Not good. They've done this before. Don't you remember they did that documentary where they took like the young Earth creationists to like, the Smithsonian and stuff in the Grand Canyon? They didn't change any of their minds. I don't think this is going to do what they think it's going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
No. But what are your thoughts on it, Chief?
Yeah.
That's precisely right. The flat Earth community is already backpedaling as quickly as possible, coming up with every reason why this is a fraud, why it's not going to work. They're going to give them acid. It's just,
oh no.
Yeah, they are distancing them.
Yeah, they've said they're going to get hallucinogens fed to them.
If you let me come, I'll hold your hand and make sure that they don't drug you.
And give me LSD and take me to Antarctica. I'm fucking down. I'm gonna still see what I see because I've done enough hallucinogens to know the difference between the sun being there for 24 hours or the sun not being there. Like I know when the sun is in my eyeballs and when it's not. I mean, literally, do you give me all the fucking hallucinogens and I'll be there and I will record. And that's the other thing, you twats. You think that we're not going to be setting up fucking 24-hour cameras. We're not going to be setting up videography stuff. And we're not going to document. You think that the people that are going to go there are not going to document. And like what he has said is this is an experiment, not an observation. So what they're going to do is they're going to be doing multiple things with all kinds of calculations to judge on what's going on and what time and how long and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of things going on, not just people jerking each other off on mushrooms and pretending that something's happening. Although that sounds like a fun time too, but we'll talk about that later.
Themselves from the experiment because it's dead on proof that the Earth is a globe and we can't be having that shit.
Okay, so you're telling me all I have to do is say the Earth is flat and I win a free cruise to Antarctica? Because that's not
I wish. Okay, the Earth is flat. Somebody pay for me to go. Or Commander, say the Earth is. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
I mean, listen, I'm live on the air. I can say a lot of things right
I
now.
want
I
to
don't
go
know.
to the ice wall to meet my penguin brethren, and we will do very fun things to the Flurfs when we're there. But you see, my spaceship, it's kind of like in the shop, so I can't go there, and I need someone to get me a seat on this trip. And heck, look, you'll be one of the few people to actually have seen Commander 401. The only people who have are Allie, Operator Starsky, Mepe, Brainless Steel, and Beck.
Yes.
No.
I already have my own way to get there, but we'll see if I show up on that date mysteriously. All right, let's crack on.
It sounds like a good deal to me, but yeah, that's
You have to establish.
Yeah, of course. Like when you plan a big trip like that, of course they're gonna say, "Oh, it's a psyop or something," right? Like I don't believe that's gonna be doing the work that people think it's gonna be doing. But
yeah, they're totally just gonna claim it's fucking fake. So, let's have a palate cleanser right quick, even though it kind of was one. But here, let's do a palate cleanser.
When flat earthers say that there's a conspiracy to convince people that the earth is round, they mean that people are actively lying. And we're not just talking about a few people here. We are, in fact, talking about millions and millions of people worldwide and throughout history who, despite them believing the contrary, are fully committed to convincing the rest of the world's population that the earth is round rather than flat. And remember, that group would have included thousands and thousands of professing Christians who were willing to lie, despite knowing God condemns it.
Okay, so that was a Christian thingy bobber, but it was funny that they put it that way, that there would be all these Christians that would be lying about it that knew it anyways. Christians lie all the time. But anyways,
This is
crack
FE
on.
peer review. The date is August the 2nd, 2024. My prediction for how flat earthers will respond after the final experiment. Freaky Blinder just put out a video, 10 stupid questions about the final experiment, in which he reviewed somebody else's video in which that person was asking 10 stupid questions about the final experiment.
Yes.
This gentleman that you see here wearing his sunglasses indoors. Well, I don't know who he is. He looked vaguely familiar. I think I may have seen him show up once before in some other debunkers video a long time ago. Anyhow,
We may go over him
782
later.
writes, the debate will never end. Flat Earth tsars will always have their minions sending money. I responded to Mike, I agree.
So yeah, there's going to be that, and then okay, this is more. Anyways, let's crack on to. We already found out Nathan doesn't want to go. Let's get to. Hopefully, we can get to the right point in this.
You take the mickey out of silly flatty ideas. It's not, they don't publish. Is completely invalid, and it's such a silly idea. So
they're talking about taking a spirit level on the plane. That's the first thing. Then they're talking about
map of the continents that's centered on the North Pole and makes Antarctica appear.
Okay, well, there's way too much echoing there, so we're not going to do that. Let's go to Daniel Pratt crying about how this is a straw man.
All right.
Yeah, stop smoking crack right before you fucking make these things, and so you don't cough into the goddamn microphone, you weirdo.
I want to address this final anything but an experiment.
I'm going to step away for 20 seconds, grab another burr, and then we will crack on with the insanity.
For the final time, because let's be honest, it's not going to change anything. But, just so it can't be said that it wasn't said.
I know,
One, what this quote-unquote final experiment is really proving, and two, if they were actually seeking to do a final experiment, what that might look like. So, let's review the players in this final experiment. Old Will Duffy, con man extraordinaire, has quite a few people claiming he employed less than genuine practices in his financial investment advising, whatever the hell wherever hole he crawled out from, that he supposedly made his millions. Will, I keep getting your minions on my channel claiming that, oh, well, at least flat earthers are finally admitting people can go to Antarctica and there's no treaties banning them from doing so. No, quite the opposite. Flat earthers, the claim has been for years, when you're not strong.
And does he know what strongman means? Anyways, let's crack on.
He doesn't know.
Hey, Anna.
Hey, nay.
Your water heater is in our camp now.
Yeah, we stole your water heater, you loser.
Yeah,
Anyways,
banning us.
Yeah.
That you cannot go to Antarctica unless it's with some sort of escorted charter or government-based scientific expedition where you are constantly monitored and escorted.
Citation needed, punk. Once again, what are you talking about? Yes, are there places that you like can't technically go, and like are there things like when you go to the Himalayas, they ask you to have a Sherpa with you, right? They don't just like say, "Oh, have you ever climbed a mountain? Have you ever done the blah blah blah?" No, don't just go up there and fucking end up dying. No, dumbass. Just like fucking going to lots of places around the fucking world where they're like, you can't go into the jungles of the Amazon without stuff. Like, you can't just fly into the Amazon and be like, okay, I'm just going to walk into the wilderness. Nobody's going to let you do that. There's probably officials that are like, no, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? So,
if so, like, get this. If you fuck up in Antarctica, you're dead. That's just how it works, baby.
Yeah, but you know what, Blair, if they're going to turn up there in fucking flip-flops and a
Well,
t-shirt.
And the other thing is that
24
you have
hours
to,
sun, I'm taking a brolly too. Some fucking brolly. Fucking idiots.
just like climbing very, very tall mountains and going into other places, you have to pay certain governments to haul your dead body out of there in case you do die there. So there's a lot of things and stuff that happen around the world. Antarctica has some of those things going on, you dumb cunt. But once again, we'll talk about the Antarctic Treaty. It says you cannot take resources out of there. But if you would like to go there under contract of a government to conduct experiments, you can goddamn do that if you have fucking enough money and enough fucking people and you fucking put it together right, you fucking dumb cunt. You're so stupid, Daniel Twat.
Escorted as to where you can go. The truthful claim is that you cannot freely explore Antarctica.
Notice how you said the claim is citation needed, bitch, and fucking look at all the sorry. I watch a handful of fuckers.
There were fuckers who went there, and I'm gonna look for the video. They were actually people who went there. The New Zealand Navy basically checked on them. They told them to fuck off, and then the boat was found, and no one was ever seen alive. But that's just because he died from the elements.
Totally. Later, gyroscope. Anyways, there's lots of things and stuff and things, and like, you can go there and. Anyways, he claims, but he's never read the Antarctic Treaty, I'm sure.
And if you dispute that claim, then my challenge is to Jaron and Will Duffy and all you other clowns involved in this final distraction. Use your super chat money that you scheduled this trip for December so that you could keep arguing and straw manning and doing live streams about it to collect revenue off of it. Use that revenue to just...
What happens afterward, you twat?
Rent a boat for yourselves and go.
That's not how it works. God damn, he's so fucking ignorant on how the world works. Just rent a boat and try to go there. That's not the part that is the hardest. It is getting on the land and being on the land for a while.
Well, get this, right? I know nothing about sailing. The idea that I would go and get a boat and go there myself unguided would be tantamount to suicide. This is actually the real person behind the persona. If it was the persona, I just hop the spacecraft and go there and meet the family.
Yeah. Once again, this idiot does not understand how the world works. He thinks because he's drilled in a couple screws and he works as a security officer, and he barely knows policy and barely knows law and how the world works in his little hometown of buttfuck nowhere. He thinks he knows more than scientists.
They will bend a blast a rubber tube, or what was it, silicone rubber tube around a barbecue grill. And when the water doesn't wrap around the grill, he will say that's proof the earth isn't a globe.
Exactly, simile. And let's crack on to Phuket telling us about how the final experiment is fucking fake for what reason?
Hello, flat earth researchers, debaters, and debunkers. Well, the globe earth believers and the pushers of scientism and heliocentrism seem to be getting quite desperate as they tout the final experiment as a
Wait. Who's getting desperate? Because we're all fucking relaxed waiting for it to happen. Y'all are the ones freaking out trying to disprove it. Just like, what are you going to do right now, Phuket?
To once and for all prove that we live on a globe. But this is really just a psyop. It's a Hobson's choice that has been conjured up by creating a false dichotomy. Now, the idea is that a bunch of people go off to Antarctica in December, and then they observe the sun, and the organizers of this final experiment, which is being fronted by a man called Will Duffy, who believes that we live on a globe, is that if we can see a sun circling above the observers from this base in Antarctica for 24 hours in December, this will apparently prove once and for all that we live on a globe. Now, even the name of this trip to Antarctica, which is being touted as the final experiment, is a big...
Okay, so Hobson's choice, an illusion that multiple choices are available, but for some reason they're not. What are you talking about? People can either go there or they cannot. And what is the illusion of multiple choices? We can either go there and we can observe it and we can actually do an experiment, or I don't even know where he's going other than he's trying to scapegoat the fuck out of this. And he says there's an apparent free choice when there is no real alternative. What are you talking about, you psychopath? Don't go. Like, there's multiple choices in how all of this happens. You can either go there and you can take in the data, or you can try to experiment with yourself or by yourself in these things, or take in the data that's there. There is not a choice here. And then necessarily accepting one of the two equal objective alternatives. What are you talking about? Like, dude, you're just trying to scapegoat the fuck out of this shite, you fucking weirdo. And that's literally all he has to say. I mean, there's nothing more than that. So let's get into the 10 stupid questions about the final experiment. Thank you, Creaky Blinder, for doing this for us.
Seems like
because it was sent to you. And then we will get into a couple of fun things. I thought I had more fun things in between, but I guess those are all right here. Actually, before we get into...
And again, since so many flat earthers have chickened out and they don't want to go, I will gladly take their spot and the money for their tickets. I went to a war zone last December, so I actually would be willing to go to Antarctica.
Yes, give it to Commander over all of us, but I would love... So here is the Flat Earth Lego model.
Fucking brilliant.
Jesus Christ, that's so much fun. Okay, before we get into the next two, let's listen to this. And this is exactly
One of the other terrible effects of the internet, that the truth, you know, it is out there, but it may never again be discerned.
But also, we just seem to be going backwards. Like you talk in the book about how we now have to listen to people saying the Earth is flat.
Yeah. Yes, that's one of the pieces in there is about the new Flat Earth International Conference. And that's because people are so contrarian, people are so willing to believe unsubstantiated things that have websites, that they are now going back on the conclusion we have all rightly drawn about the shape of the planet we live on.
Jesus Christ, that's so insane to think about. Even though we go over this constantly, but it's fucking insane to think about that.
And that people are sort of going, and by people, I mean idiots.
I might be in Buffalo
So
tomorrow. I'll keep in touch. I just letting
Okay.
Al, I might be in Buffalo tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, let him know.
Am I going to go along with this idea that the world is round? Well, I'll tell you why. Because people went up in a rocket, looked out of the window, and took a bloody photo.
Okay, now let's get into the 10 stupid questions about the final experiment. And thank you, Creaky, for letting us use your content. Obviously, everybody should know who the Creaky Blinder is and go there and show them some love. The name of the video is Answering 10 Stupid Questions About the Final Experiment. And if you just put that into your YouTube search bar, excuse me, pardon me, this will come up.
It seems like you guys are trying to fake it so you can have your fake heaven. Today, I have 10 questions for you to help you.
Does heaven have to do with the shape of the earth?
It's because the globalists are lying to you about the shape of the earth so that you cannot believe in God, so we can hail Satan better or something. I don't fucking know.
Influence me on why you think there is a 24-hour sun.
Why are you talking so close to your microphone, you dumb cunt, and you have a windscreen? And if you can't hear yourself with that windscreen on, turn down your gate for one, and then there's other things to do. But what the fuck is wrong with you yelling into your goddamn fucking mic and covering half your face, you twat whistle?
In Antarctica.
Oh, goody. I love answering stupid questions, but I have
Me too.
no idea who Antarctica is.
Leave a comment, or you
Antarctica. That's my
She's
favorite
the
aunt.
sweet old lady who feeds the penguins. That's who she is.
That's who Antarctica
can send me a
is.
link for your answer if you want to make a video about it, and I will gladly listen to why
you got, dude, you are covering up as much of your body with uncovering as much of your body as you can. That's fucking weird as shite, homie. All right, let's get into the first question.
Number one, why do they equate midnight suns with 24-hour suns?
Okay, so first of all, who is...
Where else?
Because the sun is up at midnight, damn fool.
Where else would there be a 24-hour sun if it wasn't a midnight sun, you dumb cunt? I mean, yes, when the LAPD is following a subject in their airship, they will turn on the spotlight, and I believe it's called something like the midnight sun or the night sun or something like that. It's because it's so fucking bright that it goddamn lights up wherever its path is. But what we're talking about is there's a 24-hour sun that's around, and at midnight it's actually there. And I believe there's festivals around this as well, right? In Antarctica and stuff. So it's been documented for a gazillion and a half years. This is nothing new, right? I mean, obviously, right?
Maybe in the Arctic circle, but not in Antarctica. There's nothing down there, is there?
The penguins may have sketched it out. Never mind. I'm just kidding. But I mean, it's been documented for a hot minute.
Oh yeah.
So now we're just going to go to the next one because we don't need to hear Creaky give his 2 cents when that's what we should be doing and that's what we are doing.
Number 2, do you understand that the sunsets in the north are different than the sunsets in the south?
Do you think that it's possible?
Yeah, because there's a globe and there is a northern hemisphere and there's a southern hemisphere. And those two things show different things at certain times in different parts of the year, for sure, especially around the equator, asshat, and the tilt that happens, right? Every 6 months? Is that when the tilt changes a little bit? Is that why? Yeah, it's right. It's every 6 months. Anyways, let's crack on.
That maybe you could even offer up a flat Earth believer tour where you take them, like at the very least, take them up to Alaska where it's light for 23 hours a day.
Okay, so I'm not.
It's not a lot. Anyways. It's the. Anyways, let's go to the next one.
Atmosphere.
Number 3, what is an almost 23-hour sun?
Because there's been about 23 hours of sunlight here.
I have no idea why you included that clip.
Because we have people that have seen it for like 2 weeks straight, right? It's something like that, where it's light for a gazillion hours. There is a vampire movie that is written about it having 2 weeks of darkness or something like that. So it's the opposite of what we're talking about, because it would be obviously there's an ebb and flow. There is a yin and yang. There is a plus and a negative to all this. So if we're going to have a week or whatever of light, 2 weeks of light, I think it's 2. Maybe in a leap year, it's something different. I don't fucking know, but it doesn't matter because that's not what we're talking about. The antithesis of that, the opposite of that, is going to be a shit ton of fucking darkness. And I think that's whatever that vampire movie is. It's I don't remember. I can't remember what the hell. No. It's called like
Nosferatu.
The something of dawn, or the dawn of. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Where is she? Because as far as we can tell from that clip, she's somewhere snowy, and that's all.
Oh my god! And yeah, she could be further down to where it's only 23 hours of sunlight and not 24 hours, being further closer to.
Number 4,
the tip.
Is all of the above?
The tip.
Is it a way to confuse people to fit the model of the globe? And
yeah, and when you find somebody that is as dumb as you, that puts your fucking face, your neck beard right into your goddamn windscreen, you're wearing sunglasses and you have a beanie on with headphones on, and you're wearing a fucking sleeveless shirt. No, there's nobody dumber than you, literally. Like, you're an idiot. There's no reason for your face to be buried inside of that. It's a Shure mic. Shure microphones are middle class. Let's put it that way. They're not high end. They're middle. They're not shite. If you had all of this done right, you literally could have had this exact simile where my microphone is, and with a windscreen, you could have still done the exact same thing while boosting your audio with a condenser and or a preamp, or you wouldn't use it, so a preamp or something in between that microphone and your computer. So
I mean, let's face it, he could do better off with an avatar of some guy wearing a Dunce hat.
No, he should be wearing a tinfoil hat, but let's crack on.
Number 5, is there a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? And is there a 24?
Okay, we don't kink shame here, but dude, stop licking your goddamn fucking windscreen, you weirdo. What the fuck? Why are you touching your wind? This fucking video annoys me so fucking much. Not because he's a fucking dumbass and he doesn't know what he's talking about, but even look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is how dumb this twat is. He literally has a coil going on in his microphone. You know what that means? That like you don't know how to like. Oh, God damn it! I'm so done. Okay. Anyways, let's crack on. Let's crack on.
He hasn't got a window to lick, so he's got to lick something, hasn't he?
Well, I think that's what these are. I think these are paintings that he's been licking for so often. They now just are colors on a background because he's been licking them so much. And I think there's lead paint in them. I don't know how to tell. I don't know, but I think there's lead paint in those pictures.
4-hour sun in Antarctica for 4, 5, or 6 months. Some people say
it's not even close to that. I believe, to the best of my knowledge, it's 2 weeks, and it may be longer on a leap year or something. I don't remember if it's longer or shorter. Doesn't matter. But to the best of my knowledge,
it's really leap years have nothing to do with that in particular because we invented them to keep our calendars straight.
Yeah, but again, I think it's only 2 weeks that the 24-hour sun happens at the tip. All right, let's crack on.
it's just in December. Other people say it's 6 months. Other people say it's 5 months. Other people say it's 4 months. Yes or no? 4, 5, or 6 months is a
Depends on how far south you are.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Question number 6 is this footage showing sunsets in the 4, 5, or 6 month period? There's not supposed to be sunsets in Antarctica.
But now you do understand that when the sun sets, it gets dark. Now in the clip you just played, the sky stayed.
The only thing that changed, and I know he's gonna, but we're gonna skip over. And I'm not gonna say the exact same thing that he's saying.
Once you get south of the Antarctic Circle, the sun should be up 24 hours a day.
Yeah. And all it did was show cloud coverage. There was no darkness that actually showed there was a period that the sun went below the horizon. It was just cloud coverage that made it went bright, dark-esque, and, gray. It literally didn't go. Yeah, thank you. 30 days of night was the thing. And I don't know. I don't think it actually. Anyways, I don't know. But it doesn't matter because that's not the thingy of our. It's this idiot that doesn't understand what we're talking about. So let's get to
Number 7. If it's only in December, why hasn't the government given us substantial video footage of this 24-hour sun?
Why does the government need to give us that? And we actually have a bunch of private organizations and universities that have shown us this. Again,
so
if you really want,
would the government providing him it really prove anything to him?
No, of course not. He just knows there's not governments that are showing it, but literally there is government-funded universities and organizations that are showing us that constantly.
There's science stations run by the U.S. government. You have McMurdo Station, and then you have stations that are not too far away from the actual geographical South Pole.
Yeah, and so once again, just because your dumbass can grow a fucking neck beard and put your fucking face up to a fucking windscreen because you don't know how audio motherfucking works. The only thing I can think of is that, like, he has, like, 20 children and a screaming wife in the background, and the only way for him to turn his noise gate up so far so that they don't hear that is for him to smash his fucking face beard up to it with this shit, he has 2 fucking lights that he has barely on the sides of him. Nice 3-point lighting, douche nozzle. But anyways, let's crack
Number
on.
8. Exhibit
That's
B
not a neck
is-
beard. Those are pubes.
It's a pube beard for sure.
The most popular video showing this alleged 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
And guess what? There's going to be a clip at what point? I'll show you in a
Is
second.
this video footage doctored?
It was made to be a promo video or for somebody to use for something, and they wanted to make it cohesive, so they cut it at a certain point. But there actually is this video uncut on their thingy-mabobber, but this is the edited video that they use, like I said, for a promo or for something to talk about the 24-hour sun.
I think it's fair to say that most flat earthers would agree that this video looks doctored. So as soon as that sun's about to set, they show you east on the video.
So what they did is they took the video of the clouds and they did cut it so the clouds fit together, so it made a full video so they could promote the actual 24-hour video. So it is manicured, but it says that in the description, and everybody was told that. So
and they show you a clock to make it look like it's later in the day than it is, and it sure looks like the sun setting, and then ta-da, it rises again.
So once again, that's where the clip is. They took these clouds, put them together, and once again, it was for them to make like a short, a promo, something for this, and then they actually have the 24-hour sun happening on their channel.
Sun setting, and then ta-da, it rises again. Is that fake footage? And again, why hasn't the government shown us ample footage of these 24-hour suns?
If you go look right now, if you go Google YouTube's and you ask to look at goddamn over there, the things, there are 24-hour streams that are happening in multiple different places in Alaska, Antarctica, the North Pole, inside your mom's vagina. I mean, there's so many goddamn fucking streams that are happening 24 hours 7. That just Google it, you dumb cunts.
Is this guy serious? It's like he.
And that's exactly what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, you just Google it. And
number 9, if you've answered any of the above questions with the word the final experiment, the last 2 questions.
None of us ever did that. We already have enough examples, but the final experiment is where there's going to be like actual people that we know or that we have contacts with. They're going to go there and they're going to prove it or disprove it. Well, I'm not even going to put them quotes. Or disprove it. We're going to find out if the Earth is motherfucking flat or if the Earth is a globe. From this.
Are for you. So the final experiment is a bunch of YouTubers that are going to go to Antarctica with literally the worst flat earthers in the history of flat Earth to film.
But we actually asked
all the worst.
Well, not just that, but we asked the top, like Mark Sargent, Eric Douchebay, people like that, and they declined. Then we went down the rung, and now we're at the D level of flat earthers. That's not because we started there. We literally started at the top and worked our way to the bottom because these cunts are like David Weiss. Oh my God, dude, if we find that out, I can't fucking sell my dating flat earth map app that's on a phone where there's no women except for bots, Russian bots that want to show you sexy nudes. And when you click on it, you're probably going to get all your information stolen off of the device that you click on. But let's crack on
this 24-hour sun. My question for them is, how many hours of this 24-hour sun are you going to show the public?
They're going to set up a bunch of cameras and they're going to do 24-hour streams. They're going to have things where they can show a lot of footage. Because you want to know the great thing about nowadays compared to like film? we can load up a thing with enough storage or have enough backup storage hooking up to a laptop, a huge storage bank thing, a PC, a tower, right?
So like
That
so like get this. We have hard drives
Yes.
that you can fit in your pocket that
are
are 4
terabyte.
terabytes.
Exactly, Timothy. That's what I was. Yeah, thank you, Commander, for saying that proper way, because I was long-winding it. But again, we have ways to take in all that data, and you put a GoPro on it and fucking hook it up to that. You can put any type of blahs of the blahs. You can do a trail cam, anything with the the pixelizations, right? If it's 1060 DPI, if it's 4K, if it's 6K, whatever, you can hook it up to a thingamabobber and we can get all the info off of it. But this twat whistle is so jerking himself off that he thinks that we don't understand how to make these things work. Okay, so we obviously know this guy is a twat. Let's have some fun really quick, and then we'll get into things.
Okay, plane coming down from the North Pole, taking off down over to Australia, doing a nosedive, keeps going, and now a plane's landing in the South Pole, upside down on its roof. But now it's going to keep going and keep going and keep going, and now it's back upright, ready to do another nosedive. And then it goes like that, you see?
Kids,
like
this
him.
is
I
kids.
don't know why I
This is
like him.
kids. This is why you don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Otherwise, you end up like this guy.
Planes don't fly upside down. I think so. Well, it's flat. Exactly. And people...
That's exactly that was proof. That was truth. That was the best way to prove that.
I like him. I don't know why. I just like him. He's just
Oh, he's amazing. Bungie Mark is great. So let's crack on to this. And I'm sorry that all of you have to listen to this. We'll do a palate cleanser after because we're gonna have to. But listen to this bullshit.
No, space is fake.
You already knew.
Yeah.
Perfect. So your kid's about to go into school, right? Do you remember
Yeah.
school?
Just about.
They're about to teach your kid a religious belief in school.
What is this religious belief?
Heliocentrism. You ever heard of that?
Never heard of it.
It's the one world religion, but they teach it in science class.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I didn't go to school for the whole years I was supposed to be there.
They actually teach it when you're really young, but they just perpetuate it through the rest of your school career. So if I'll familiarize it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I remind you. So when you're in school, they would have taught you that you're on a ball, like a globe Earth, going around the sun. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
That's helium.
Oh my Jesus Christ. And then listen to what this twat whistle says.
Heliocentrism. Sun at center. It came about by the Roman Catholic Church inventing a way of figuring out where the stars are. And now it's one world religion.
You know all this?
Say again.
How do you know all this?
Spent 10 years researching it.
Yeah, that.
lying bastard.
Yeah, up until about 20 seconds ago, presumably you were under that impression.
He spent 20 years lying about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna research the dream world. I've already been falling asleep all the time, so
Okay, alright.
I'll say good night to all you lovely
Night,
people.
night. Yeah,
I love
we'll
all
see
you dumbasses.
Yeah.
Night side chat.
Night.
And that you were on a ball moving around the sun, right?
Nah, I didn't believe on any of that bullshit anyway.
You didn't believe any of it?
Nah.
Good for you.
Until I see it myself, I don't believe it.
What about space? Do you believe in space? The sky vacuum?
No, not really.
And then, goddamn, what he's gonna say next?
Well, there's a whole narrative, though, isn't there? There's spacemen up there in the sky vacuum, right? You don't believe any of it? Well, you're right not to. It's a violation of a law of nature. The gas we're breathing would fill the vacuum if there was one. Space is fake.
No, space is fake.
You already knew.
Yeah.
Out of about 60 people I've spoken to on here, you're the first to say, I already knew that.
This is what I don't get about the world. How can the world be round? And who made the world?
Creator.
Oh my Jesus.
But back in them times, there was no one even hardly about to make the whole world. There was no machinery like there is now.
Well, maybe you won't like the sound of this, but
nobody made the world.
In order to
dumbass.
have what we exist in, there must have been an external entity, aka a god, that created us. Because the narrative the church give you is Big Bang, and Big Bang is nature creating itself, violation of the first law of thermodynamics. So nature can't create itself. So there must have been an external god to make us. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. Hold on, though.
There you go.
So fucking
Normally at this point, be saying Earth's flat, space is fake, but you already know that.
Yeah, I knew that a long time ago. I found out when I was in year 7.
No way.
How do you know that?
Jesus, but just listen to what he says, which is even worse.
And then that was the last year I was in school. Didn't go through year 8, year 9, year 10, or year 11.
I'm slightly dumbstruck because this is literally the first time this has happened that someone said, yeah, I already knew that. I figured it out in year 7. You're literally the first to have said it. Well, there you go. You weren't duped by the Roman Catholic Copernican heliocentric model.
That's anyway. No,
good for you. One tip: don't teach it to your daughter.
That's coming from the sun-bleached potato. That's what he looks
She'll
like.
get ridiculed.
A potato.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, when she's a bit older, teach her how it really is, so she don't get bullied.
She wouldn't get bullied anyway. Because if they tried bullying her, then they get shot.
You're teaching your kids that the earth is flat, that's setting them up for being bullied their entire life. And then when they find out the truth, they will hate you forever.
They probably already hate them.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's do this right quick, and then we'll end with final experiment song. But let's watch this.
How long have you been a pilot for? 43 years. Wow. What shape is the planet? Flat. We're supposed to keep it a secret. Okay.
He's just taking the
joking.
piss.
I'm just gonna he is joking. He is so joking about that. He is not saying that. I don't want to get into this crazy fucking nutter talking about why the earth is flat, and okay, we'll do that another time. Let's go into just one jovial thing about the flat earth. Let's see, which one do we want to do? Okay, let's do a little bit of this.
Do you guys believe in global warming? Yeah, I believe in it. I just don't know if it's real, if that makes sense. I hope it's real, because I stand to inherit some property in North Texas, and it would be nice if it was oceanfront. I'm looking forward to it. Global warming is a big topic of conversation. We're not going to figure it out.
I know it's jokes, but let's get into the flat earth part of it.
We can agree that we don't need to throw trash on the ground, right? All right.
Yeah, obviously.
Pick up after yourself. We can stop there. I have a friend, Larry. He doesn't believe in global warming, and he thinks the earth is flat, which I think is a little bit too far. And he's cute about it, too. My mom's always like, why are you still friends with Larry if he thinks the earth is flat? I'm like, I'm not going to turn my back on him because he's an idiot. I love Larry. I always ask him why he thinks it is flat, but he will not tell me. He just goes, you got to do your research. I'm like, Larry, me and you were in the same GED program, baby.
Do your research. We were in the same GED class.
I'm pretty sure you're...
And if you don't know what that is, that's a general education degree that you get if you cannot finish regular school. That's how you get your...
Yeah.
High school diploma in the Americas.
If you want to finish early, you can do that. But you have to be able to pass it. So
sure.
Either way, you get your diploma or you get your GED if you either want to graduate early and are you not to go back later like some fucking batshit crazy politicians?
And if you do get your GED early to get out of high school, you're usually getting college courses, prep classes, and then you're already in college. So if you get a degree in something and they look at you and they go, "Oh, you're the valedictorian in your college, but you got a GED," they're not going to be like, "No, we're not going to hire you." No, they're going to be like, "Okay, we understand what, you know." So anyways, and most people though do get their GED late because they fucked up. But anyways, the only reason, anyways, let's crack on.
He's always like, "I swear the Earth's flat." My Uncle Ted, he lives in Galveston Island. He knows the Earth is flat, but he can't tell me why, because the FBI is after him. I trust Uncle Ted. He said, "How could global warming be real if the globe's not a globe?" What?
What?
I almost started to believe it right there myself. I almost like went full conspiracy theorist. I was like, "Siri, order January 6th commemorative plates." I'm really confused right now. The idea of the Earth being flat disappeared for about 800 years. Cleanly disappeared. And now with 20 years of the internet and the boredom.
Yeah, it was gone for like almost all of existence until fucking what's his name douche in the 80s, the late 70s. Somebody like around that time brought it back fucking up and put it into a book or a pamphlet or something. I don't remember. I'm a little tipsy right now.
Back with a vengeance. That's what I hate about the internet. We're supposed to get the information superhighway, but we got like a disinformation country road.
Yes. Oh my god, that is the best way to put that. Let's replay that. That's fucking amazing.
Country road.
Yeah, well,
hate about the internet. We're supposed to get the information superhighway, but we got like a disinformation country road. The flat Earth stuff wouldn't even have flown 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Not in the 90s or the 80s, you couldn't make that many phone calls. No one's taking it. Right now, the Flat Earth Facebook page has like 1 million followers. That's too many people to agree about that. I like to think 100,000 people are there just for the show.
It wasn't until the internet that such a ludicrous, frankly stupid idea could flourish, because you have the weirdo over in batshit Oklahoma where no one knows anything except for that we live on a globe, except for inbred Steve over there. He thinks that the Earth is flat, but everyone else believes it a globe, so he just keeps his fat yap shut. But they find each other on the internet.
Yeah.
And now they got somebody to trade. Now they got a person to trade nudes with while they talk about all the conspiracies they're into. I really love you, and especially I love all the conspiracies you're into. But you know that cock is pretty fucking thick. Anyways, let's crack on.
Because I like the page. If you went on my Facebook and looked at all the stuff I like, you'd be like, Billy is Larry. That's too many people getting together.
Okay, so let's crack on to this right quick, because I don't remember if this is real or fake, but let's fucking have fun with this.
My father refused to believe the earth was flat, so I spent $10,000 proving him wrong. My friends and I were determined to prove the biggest secret we believed the world was hiding, that the earth was flat. We'd spent months preparing for this. We pooled all our money together, nearly $10,000, to buy a highly precise tool called a ring laser gyroscope. This device could measure the earth's movement, and we were convinced that it would prove our theory. You see, if the earth was really a sphere, the gyroscope would show a 15-degree drift every hour. We gathered in my friend Alex's...
And what happened? And what happened?
Garage turned on the gyroscope, holding our breath as the numbers started to appear on the screen. But then, there it was, a 15-degree drift, exactly as the scientists had predicted for a spherical Earth. We were all thinking the same thing. This couldn't be right, so we decided to try again. Sam had an idea, a new experiment. We set up 2 tall poles in a field with a hole at the top of each one. We then...
And then what happened? And then what happened with the 2 poles and the
placed a camera at one end and a bright flashlight at the other. If the Earth was flat, the light should shine straight through both holes. Suddenly, there it was, the light shining through, but only after it was raised above the poles. The realization hitting us all at once. We had proven without a doubt that the Earth wasn't flat.
Exactly. All right, folks, there we go. Oh, we're gonna end on this, but thank you all very much for being here. Tomorrow is Drunken News Report. Thursday, I will be at the Denver Tech Center performing. I believe, to the best of my knowledge, it is to raise money for a charity. I could be wrong, but whatever charity we're raising money for, if there is one, we will talk about that on the Decimal Chords. I will share that link. Tomorrow is Drunken News Report. We'll go over a bunch of news stuff and things. So, Commander, is there anything you want to talk about before we play this and then get the fuck out of here?
Saturday DSA. We're going to have something fun. I might be doing something tomorrow evening. That's depending upon whether Al gets back to me, because I'm also planning possibly being in Buffalo tomorrow.
Awesome. Cool. Let us know and stuff and things. Awesome, Mango. Hopefully you can join us for that. That would be amazing for you to join us, because I have a bunch of silly, stupid, awesome technology and advancements to go over for sure. So let's go ahead and get the fuck out of here by playing this. And everybody, please go over to Kyla Depper again, or whatever this thing name about, or go there and go check out the Final Experiment song and show them some love, because they need more than 34 views in 1 month. And this song is pretty amazing. So thank you all very much for being here. We're going to play a little bit of this and we're going to get the fuck out of here, and we'll get out of here when we get out of here. But just listen to this.
Experiment, truth inside, seeking answers in the endless night. One journey south where the cold winds blow, to uncover what we need to know. Some say it's flat, a plane we tread, no curve to see, it's what they've read. Antarctica, the edge so cold, a 24-hour sun can unfold. Eyes wide open, we search for clues in the land where the ice construes. Belief in a theory we aim to test, in this frozen world we quest.
Experiment.
Seeking answers in the endless night. One journey south where the cold winds blow, to uncover what we need to know.
All right, folks, that's when we're going to get the fuck out of here. So everybody say later, and that's when we say we get the fuck out of here, and everybody say bye.
Bye, everyone.